use,
This
huh?
is this is a functions Excel sheet. We used it in
20th
first
May it
session,
was
no?
sent.
Oh, okay.
Hemant sir, 20th May. 20th May it was sent.
Okay, okay, okay. I got it.
And let me put that in the chat box.
Sir Rujita here. Can you show the process once again? I'm not able to get it. I guess I'm missing something.
Yes, sure. So for the first step, you can open in any worksheet actually. I just
Hmm.
open this worksheet and mm, let me delete this. So I go to the developer tab, then I see insert button. I put a button over here and I just say okay. I can assign something. So I can assign this. So I already have this. So let me start at the beginning. So let me just put a button here. I can type in something here. Let me say click me. Now I go to Visual Basic window, and here you should go to the functions sheet. So this is specifically we're going. We could also go in modules. I mean, it's possible. You could do it in module one also, or you go to functions. Either one you can choose. It really doesn't matter where you actually do it. And just copy paste. So it's sub auto fit rows, sales dot select, and sales dot entire row auto fit. That is what the function is. So this is auto fit rows. Now if you go to Excel again, here you right click on click me, assign macro, and pick up that. Now it is called sheet 5 dot auto fit rows, and just say okay. And then you need to have something just messed up a little bit, just to see whether it is working out now. And just click me. And you can see that it has actually done that job. Auto fitted the entire worksheet. Auto fitted the row height basically.
Okay, I'll check.
Okay, and that is done.
So what it does is it just copies that entire worksheet into the some different area and then it formats it. Correct?
So if you look at the code, it is pretty simple. It says sales dot select, and then so whatever the cell we are selecting, and just entire row. It takes the entire worksheet and just say auto fit. So auto fit is a command. which is it invoking, nothing more than that.
Yeah,
So,
but when you run
hmm,
that button, when you click that button, it behaves, it copies into the different worksheet, or that copies, because
yeah,
now wherever is your function worksheet is, if it is at fourth position or fifth position, okay, that
mhm.
worksheet, correct. So it copies and it goes into the last one.
Okay, you are going to say that. Let us do that. Let us try this out. It should not actually. It will
No, no, no.
mix up the.
Just run the click button. Now click me.
Mhm.
So that's what it does. So it
Yeah.
moves, it copies everything and it goes into the last one, last worksheet. Oh,
No, no, no. It doesn't. It just does it in place. The auto fit rows. It doesn't move the worksheet. I
I
just
think
moved
that
it
is
now.
no, no. It does by that by that function. Now you
No,
undo.
no. It does. Did it do it for you?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you want to share your screen?
yeah. It's okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Hmm. Yes.
So suppose I just do undo, okay?
Hmm.
Or let me. I don't know how. Suppose I do here,
Ah.
okay?
Yeah.
First, and then I run it. So it
Yeah.
remains done. Okay.
No, it doesn't move the worksheet. It just works in that same worksheet.
Okay, it just do auto fit of those rows, correct?
Yes.
Auto fit.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I think I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. Ruchita is saying it is not working for her. Ruchita, I would like to share your screen to see what is happening.
Just a second, sharing.
Okay. Tanvi is done.
So for me also, it's giving error. I'll show you after Rujuta
Okay.
is
Sure.
shared.
Okay, so this is the sheet. Uh, I insert the button. Okay. Visual Basic function sheet. Then I go here. So yeah, I enter the code. Now assign macro.
Okay. Assign macro. Select that and say okay.
Assign macro.
Say okay.
Post. Okay. Not working.
No, just now leave it. I mean, just say okay. The one we are saying, whichever. What did you assign to?
I assigned this auto
Yes.
fit rows.
Okay. And say okay. Don't say edit. Just say okay. Yeah, you're done. Now click somewhere else. Click somewhere else. And you may want to
Oh,
change.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it should work.
Yeah, it's working. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll
Thanks.
stop sharing.
Yes. Mayuresh?
So for me, it worked. No, no, it worked me. I had not assigned the micros, sir. After that, it did give me that entire fitting of roads, sir. Good. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
I had not assigned micros. No, on the
Okay,
right
that was
click
the
when you
reason.
assign.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the reason. Good, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Now let us move to the second one, and let me do two, three more, which are now. I think you can repeat it pretty quickly. So let me just do two, three more, just to show you how these things work. So second one is auto fit column. This is most of the time required because most of the time those columns are not really auto fitted. So let me go to Visual Basic and just put it here. Auto fit column, select, and then it is cells dot entire column auto fit. That's all. Again, that function is actually available to us in home format auto fit column width. So if you have columns which are not auto fitted, then you can simply select all format and you say auto fit column width, it takes care of it. So many times when I get Excel file, first thing I do is auto fit column width because then you can start reading it. Otherwise, it becomes difficult to read. But if you don't want to use that for whatever reason, or you want to give some buttons like this, you could do the same thing. Now we'll reuse the same button. We'll not create a new button. I just go ahead, assign a macro. I see sheet 5 dot auto fit rows. I say OK. I click somewhere else and I just say click me, and this happens. And just does auto fit columns. So it doesn't do that well. Okay, let me just do it again. Okay, it didn't do that well. Let me just check again. If it goes- Sorry, auto fit columns is what I have to do. Sorry. Okay, it has done the job. So it has done auto fit columns. So it's actually that simple as it is. As I said, you could either use this format auto fit column width or create a button. Many times, many people use macros where you could kind of do this even otherwise. But if you're giving this Excel sheet to somebody who may not be so much good at knowing all Excel functions, these buttons would be helpful to that person. You just say auto fit and those kind of things. And obviously, we also want to learn something. Now, if you want to do auto fit specific columns, so this is a code. So let me actually let me just so auto fit specific columns. Here, what we are doing, we're just saying range. So range is a kind of a object in Excel. So range DD, that is a D column and F column, dot entire column, and then we're doing auto fit. So we could do this also. So it's not necessary that you have to do entire column, sales dot entire column. So we are saying sales dot select and say sales dot entire column auto fit. That will take the entire sheet. Here we are specifically looking at range, particular range, and you could mention anything here, D, F, maybe A, B, C, whatever you want, and then just say that auto fit. So let me just put it here. Go to Excel and go to Visual Basic. Do it now in Excel. D and F. So D and F is actually we just do D and F. Actually, we may just mess up some more columns. Go. This is also got. And I just click me. Sorry, I do assign correctly. So auto fit specific columns. So I do that, and I just click here. I only did D and F, not C and E. So you could actually be specific about it. So the lesson to learn is that you could actually use it range, and then range this thing, and you can change this range, and you can make AAFF, any range that you want. You want to do different columns, you could pick up different columns, and accordingly you could do that. The next one is a clear hyperlinks, which is a simple function which basically uses an object called ActiveSheet. ActiveSheet is the one which is what you are currently working on. So this will be specific to worksheet. So it's a ActiveSheet dot hyperlinks. So it's basically a collection of all hyperlinks present there and just a delete. So for example, if I have a hyperlink over here and I just create hyperlink and I just put something www.in and I say OK, and this is a hyperlink that's get created. Here also you have this option to remove hyperlink, but this particular macro is actually very useful because many times you get Excel data which is having many hyperlinks, and going individually and deleting all the hyperlinks becomes a painful activity. So just writing a single line of a code would do the trick. Now in this case we have only one, but nevertheless we'll let's check it out. We will do this hyperlinks dot delete. Go back to Excel, go to our button, uh, we'll assign that macro, clear hyperlink, say OK, and there's a hyperlink. Yeah, it is in A9. I just click me, and that is gone. So this one is useful in a way, where if your Excel sheet has many hyperlinks, which you don't want, instead of going individually and deleting those hyperlinks, you could simply write a single line of code, literally a single line of code, and you are done. Similarly, this one also helpful sub-format formulas. So if you want to really look at all the formulas and format them, you could put it here. So let me now go here, functions, go to Visual Basic. So, and it says, so let us read this out. It says some format formulas. Dim RNG. Dim is way to declare a variable of a particular data type. So we say dim RNG as range. So range, as we understand in Excel, any collection of cells. For each range in cells, dot special cells Excel type formulas, you just RNG dot interior dot color index. That 6 is given, which is I guess yellow. So this is what we have got. So let us go ahead, click me, assign macros, uh, and what is that format? Formulas, yes. And say OK. And here we just click me, and you see these are all, and you can go and check all formulas. So again, earlier I had talked about button there in formulas, which is show formulas. It will show the formulas. But sometimes you get data and you want to just know which are the cells have formulas. It could be very random, and this kind of things is pretty comes pretty handy. So you could just simply do that. Okay. One challenge with macros is that, or one problem actually, not even challenge, it's a problem with macros that you can't do undo. So for example, if I've done this and I say go Control Z, it doesn't work. Okay. So that is the biggest problem with macros. Somehow that is not correct. I don't know why, but uh, whenever you run a macro, you can't undo that activity. So if you're running a macros, you should keep that in mind. That you can't really go back to it. So this is a big challenge with macros. So whenever you write macros, just remember that there could be some ways where you can uh, retain state and all that, but that doesn't really work so well. Again, it requires very high-end programming to give that facility of undo kind of a thing. But by default, undo doesn't work with macro. When you run a macro, it's a permanent change. So many times people save a file before running a macro. They run the macros, and if they don't find what they want to have it, they just close the file without saving. So that way you get rid of macros. But this is a challenge with the
आई
macros.
आयपॅड इथे देऊन जा दीदीचा फोन आला तर.
Okay. So then we'll do one more. one more, which is convert formulas to values, and this is very similar to copy paste. So many times you might have seen that here are the formulas. Now if I want to copy this and paste it somewhere, you really don't get the right thing because these are again formulas that you have captured. What you want is a only values. So this is a time where you should go and in home, let us copy again. Control Control C. Sorry, Control C. Go anywhere else, and you say paste special. So just go down, and there is something as paste values. So here you get those values. Now this is important when you have huge data and you got many formulas out there. Now this is prepared for some reason, but when you're analyzing this, uh, many times this formula get executed every now and then. Whenever you save something, change something, the formulas get executed. And then the problem is if it's a very large file, say 5 lakhs record or something, and your computer is slow or has a limited memory, then it takes a long time to kind of load that file. It kind of many times we get not respond simply because there are formulas which are getting recalculated. So when you don't need those formulas, once you got all the values, you want to copy two values. So many times what people do is that you just select Control C, and then you just in place to Control V. So you get rid of the formulas. So that is the one trick that people use. Now this is not really a very good trick. I'll just do undo. But I could write a macro uh, which will convert formulas to values. So what it does is, again, it says dim RNG as range. For each range, in sales, special sales, Excel type is formula. It just says RNG dot formula is equal to RNG dot value. That's all. So all the cells where there are formulas, they are converted to values. So again, if you get a worksheet which is very high data and a lot of formulas out there, you could use this macro, and in few lines of code, you could convert all formulas to values. So let me run this. Let's show how whether it works. Go to Visual Basic and go to Excel. We'll just assign the macro format to values, formulas to values. Well done. And just say click me. And now all are kind of got changed. Okay. Now please be aware you can't undo this. Okay. I can't undo this. This is one time thing. So if you're using macros, this is the one thing that you should always remember, that it is done. Okay. Then there are a few more. Uh, I think protect formulas is one which will protect kind of get locked. So let me not show it. This is pretty obvious. The other one which is comes very handy is export as PDF. Many times, many Excel files we need to print or we need to kind of save as PDF, and this could be a one button that you could put on in your Excel, and it could do one file at a time or one worksheet at a time, or you can do all worksheet. So let me just show you the code and explain it a little bit. So export as PDF. This is say dim folder path as a string. Folder path is what you can give given D Excel. Then you say active sheet, which is a current sheet. Export as fixed format. When you say type is equal to Excel type PDF. File name is equal to folder path slash active sheet name, which is the worksheet name. And it's open after publish is equal to false. So it will just keep it over there. If you want to do all worksheets, then you also need to define a variable called WS as worksheet. Folder path, when you say for each WS in active workbooks worksheet, you write the same format, nothing moves, except that here you say ws.name because you are doing for each worksheet. And then after doing this, it will just put a message box saying all PDFs have been successfully exported. Okay, so these are what we see as some of these. Uh, I would suggest you take maybe 5 minutes or so to pick up few of them, not necessarily all of them, and just try this out. So I have tried few for you. You can try out the ones which I have not shown you and see they're working for you. and do you get any errors? So while working with macros, you may get some errors in the beginning because you are getting familiarized with the environment. Once you get familiarized, you can go forward, and I can Google about micro code for a uh, particular activity. Like you want to export as PDF, export as PNG. If you want to search, you can say Excel micro code for exporting as PNG. You should get something. So you can try that out. But just take 5 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes to try a couple of them, few of them. And if you get errors, please let me know. You can share the screen and we'll try to troubleshoot those errors. So these all are there. Let me just copy paste the entire notepad in the chat box. So it's a big one, but yeah. So I just pasted all the functions over there. Pick up a couple of them, few of them, try it out, and let me know if you face any error. And we'll try to troubleshoot that.
Hello, Shrikant sir. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I was trying that PDF one,
Mhm.
but I think it is giving me that type PDF. I think will it that Excel will get formatted to PDF or something? I don't know.
Yes, it will create a PDF file.
So let me share my screen
Yes.
with you. Okay. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
So now when I am doing this, I put a button one,
Hmm.
and then in the window I'm getting. I typed this. I gave my path because that was not. It was
Uh,
giving. I don't know. This folder path should be mine. Okay.
okay.
So and then I'm getting the issue at this. I put it in the debug mode.
Okay. Now your C colon, you should have a backward slash. Your
Which
C
one this?
colon here. Yeah. Yes. Now you reset this first. Just click on the reset button. Uh, there is a no. Just go right. There is a continue and there is a reset. There's a blue box here. Just go little left. Right. Just small. Right. Yeah. There's a small blue box square. Yes. Reset. Click. Yeah. Now run this again. You can just click that arrow button.
Now it runs. Looks to be. Huh?
Yeah. Now just check that folder whether you have got that file there.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. It should. Just check it up. Open it up and check.
It is
It's
not opening.
corrupted. Okay. Just go that again to that our Excel sheet. Just go to the Excel sheet again and try to debug that problem. Go to the Visual Basic thing. Okay, it didn't give any error per se. File name, old path, active sheet name, open. Now you just say open after publish will true. That is false, right? So just make it true, T capital near the end. Okay. Okay. Now you can even click here. I mean this. Just go to the two buttons left. Just you saw reset button, right? Just go to yeah, run. Yeah, you can just say run. Open is corrupted. I'm not sure why it's happening. Can you just
Let me delete that file first of
delete
all.
that file? Yeah, let us see. Yeah, now you try it.
Looks to be getting corrupted somewhere. I don't know. This Excel will get converted into PDF. That's what you're saying.
No, this worksheet only worksheet. That worksheet name is sheet two, right? You just what is the
Yeah,
worksheet
that
name?
is.
Is it sheet two only, right?
Yeah, that looks to be 3D. Yeah.
Okay, just change that name. That will not have any impact, but I just say you just rename it to something else. Okay, that's pretty okay. What is there in this PDF? What is there in this Excel?
Nothing in this. Just I put a button.
Oh, okay. Can you just do one thing? Can you just do the same thing in other uh, Excel sheet where there's some data? Yeah, there's some
Here.
data, right? Yeah. Here you try to insert a button and assign this macro. There's something to print here. Yeah. Say okay. Click somewhere else. Click somewhere else. Yeah. And then click here. Yeah,
Now it is
it took it. So I think yeah, it is earlier there was no content, so it didn't know what to
correct.
print. Yeah. So now it is working.
Yeah, good.
So this is useful because many times we want to give that kind of button on the
Correct. Yeah, we
report.
want to convert that into PDF.
PDF. Yeah. So you could say
It is very easy. Yeah.
yeah.
The only thing you have to put the cursor in that uh, worksheet, correct, or something,
In that
or
worksheet you
beneath
should
that
put that button.
button. Yeah, we
Button
should put
that
that.
will be helpful.
I think that button is not visible here, correct.
No, that button is not visible here. So it will only print
And
the data.
one more thing with this formula, you can do anything, correct? Whatever we are doing, we look up all those commands you can club together and you can run as one go also, correct? Huh?
Yes, yes. So that's what I mentioned last time that if you're putting a result, so we could use functions also instead of subroutine, or
Hmm.
you can use subroutine. And you whatever you're doing there is kind of hidden from others. Those who are not aware of the macros will not know what you have done.
Yeah, even the micros, even though they don't know VLOOKUP or anything, okay, huh? So that is also good.
Yeah.
You can do a massaging and everything over here, correct?
Yes.
Yes. And also you can insert a row. Suppose my question is, suppose I wanted to insert here one more row, like this values, okay, all three values. I
Yes, you
want to
can do
have
that. Yes, yes, you can do anything and everything that is possible in Excel. You can create a pivot table. So you could actually have a button called create pivot table. Click on that. It will pick up the table, whatever data you have, and create a pivot table out of it.
yeah, that is
So
what I did. This is what another way of doing the pivot.
yes.
I did that same formula sum if and with
No, no,
that
not that.
right.
I'm saying you insert a pivot table, right? So typically you do
Yeah, yeah,
insert a
yeah, I know,
pivot
I know.
table. So that code also, I can give that code also. I can send you that code. Obviously, it is complex code in a way, and you may not really want to do it because it is easier to do insert pivot table. But yes, you could actually have a button which says create pivot table. You click on it, it creates a pivot table or creates a chart. You know, all those things can be done. So if you're
Yeah,
giving
yeah.
this Excel sheet to someone who doesn't know Excel and just give two, three buttons like this, whatever that person needs to do, you could get it done. That
Hmm.
that is where I think usefulness of macros come.
Correct,
Where
correct.
you don't need to train the person on Excel. You just say put this data there, click these buttons, you will get what you want to need. What you need basically.
Yeah,
So there
sometimes
Excel are
you
useful.
correct. Yeah, sometimes you might have to concatenate two fields or something and create a derived field over here,
Huh.
and then do some like if you want to do a VLOOKUP, suppose I want to do a VLOOKUP with
Hmm.
the combination of these two, I don't know, first name and the last name, for example, okay. We
Hmm.
have that combination of first name, last name, correct? Correct.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we always give one parameter, correct, for VLOOKUP. Hmm?
No, that may not be possible.
Yeah,
Um,
that is possible. Only thing what we can do, we can do a full name here derive, which is
yes.
a concat, uh,
Yes, concatenate. Yeah,
concatenate. Concat is the concatenate, correct?
concatenate. Yes,
So you can do this, comma,
comma.
this, and and then you have to give. It is giving comma space comma. Hmm?
Yes, you want. Yeah.
Correct. So with this you can do a VLOOKUP or something. Suppose you have the other file which is with the concatenated with first name and the last name.
Hmm.
Sometimes it happens, correct. So that is
Right.
what I also. So we can
Yes.
and we can derive also here the suppose I have a sequence number or something kind of. I wanted to get a running number.
Hmm.
For example, I have a sales sales number or range, it starts with uh, suppose it starts with 1001.
Hmm.
I want to increment that. Next time when my sales order is being generated, I wanted to create 1002, then 1003, then 1004.
Yes.
I can do that, correct?
Yeah. So macros is actually a way to develop the full-fledged apps in Excel. So Excel works like an environment in which these apps will run. So just like your mobile apps, your Excel apps essentially.
So do you have to
Uh,
know VB script for this, or just
yeah, that is at VBA. What is that? Is called as Visual Basic for Applications. That's so there's a whole syntax out there. It's like any other programming language. It has its own syntax. So
oh,
using that, you can write. It's very similar to Visual Basic, and obviously it has a whole library of objects and like ranges and this active sheet and those kind of objects. So you need to know a little bit about Excel, the object hierarchy, and those
mm,
statements, and then that would be helpful to you. To obviously it's itself a good learning curve to build this kind of apps. But actually, there are people who have built these Excel apps. Uh, for small companies, you see many people use that. A financial services company, many people use this. So in finance
okay,
domain, somehow people, I find a lot of people creating Excel apps to do some heavy duty calculations.
okay, yeah, thank you, thanks.
Okay, what about others? Any difficulties so far? Are you now comfortable working with macros? So what I would suggest, let us stop here with macros. I mean, there are obviously many things, as I said. If you really want to study a lot about macros, there is a whole reference. And I could actually search on it. Excel macro uh, reference, and there is a whole documentation available on Microsoft site. I hope you can see my browser. There is an Excel VBA reference, and there are
We
obviously a
are
lot
not
of
able to
links.
see your. Can you see your screen?
Oh,
What is
sorry. I think I have not shared my screen. There. Okay, no, it is not shared. Yes, can you see my screen?
Yes, now we can see.
Yes. So I just googled on Excel VBA reference, and this is the Microsoft site that comes in. So it has got a very detailed. The all concepts are mentioned over here, and there's a object model which we say. So if you have programming background, you may find it easier to work with. If you don't have programming background, then you will find it pretty Greek. I mean, it's pretty complicated. But I have seen many non-programmers picking up Excel VBA and writing some codes. Which so there are many things like you can write, create charts. So whatever you can do in Excel uh, manually, you can automate it. That's the whole idea. You can write a micro so that you click on a button, you can get that thing done. Whatever you could do manually. So that's what it is. So if you're interested, you can always read about this. Just Google Excel VBA reference, and you will get that. Okay. Any questions?
I think I think we are good for today.
Okay.
So
Good.
so what are our next topics for next few days? What are those?
Okay. So we are done with macros. So now we have table and pivot chart. So today is Wednesday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and there are Monday. So I'm counting three more sessions. Fourth session is on Monday. So I will give some assignment and we'll discuss that on Monday. So teaching sessions are we have only three now. So we'll do pivot table, and then we'll look at pivot chart, and then I will actually teach you how to create dashboard in Excel. So for that,
That's
obviously, we'll need normal charts also. But I think normal charts everybody knows the basic chart like pie chart and all that.
Mhm.
So I don't think that requires so much of uh, discussion. But pivot chart of how to use them in the dashboard, and the dashboard when we see, we have one single screen, we need to put many charts. So I will explain that. I also show some examples of dashboard. And assignment is to create a dashboard. Okay. So I will show you a simple dashboard. I mean, by Saturday we'll finish that creating a dashboard. The assignment for you is to create some interesting dashboard. So I'll give you some data, a few sample data, uh, or you can use the same data that we're using for the dashboard. Create your own dashboard and present that in Monday's session. So that is what the plan is. So next three sessions we're getting into pivot table, pivot chart, and then getting into creating dashboards. So I hope that will be really useful to you
Yeah, yeah,
going forward.
yeah. That's very useful. Yeah.
Perfect. So we have 5 minutes left. So any questions? Anybody? Any doubts?
So Mayuresh here,
Yeah,
sorry to say,
Irish.
but I'm not aware of pie charts. Any 5 minutes you can just explain if possible.
Okay. Then what I will do tomorrow? Let us get started with pivot table, pivot chart, and I'll also share a Excel file for charts. Uh, and or if you have 5 minutes, do you want to see the charts quickly?
Now?
Now it may not be a good idea because it will take some time. Let us
Okay,
do
sir.
it. Let us do it. I think point well taken. So what we'll do?
No, only if you have time, sir. I'm
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. We will.
Just
Will I think
raise the
we'll
time.
find some time. We'll find some time in these three sessions. So if you get some time, we will. I will show you simple graphs and a couple of complex graphs. Uh, or if
Great,
we
sir.
don't get time, we'll get some on Monday. So we'll use that time. But
Great, sir.
thanks for sharing that. I mean, I will note it down and we'll ensure that we cover simple charts. Uh,
Thank you, sir.
yeah.
Thank you.
It's a good idea to for others also. If you have any specific requirement, please let me know now so that I'll try to see whether we can cover that in remaining sessions. So if you feel something more to be covered, please let me know. So as of now, the plan is to do a pivot table, pivot chart, and simple charts. Um, Built-in charts, and obviously we'll do dashboard. So that are the things that are in pipeline. But if you feel you want something more, please let me know now or maybe on WhatsApp group. Please post it. If you want any specific feature of Excel to be covered, there are obviously a lot many things. I mean, it becomes very difficult to cover everything. But if you heard something which is very useful and you wanted to cover, or you see a particular requirement when you're working, uh, then just share it with us in the Excel in the WhatsApp group, and then we'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. And yeah, apart from this course, so you have the next plan is in the June month. You have anything other training plan?
Oh yeah, we are working on it. I will get back to you. We're actually having a plan on conducting a digital marketing course in later half of June. So I'll share those details with you. And
Or
if there's
or
anything more,
the you were talking about Power BI or something, correct?
yes, that we're planning in July. The Power
Okay.
BI course. So Power BI is like a next version of Excel in a way. So the way Microsoft doing is that it will kind of suggest people that instead of using Excel for data processing, use Power BI, and it has made Power BI desktop free because of that. It's promoting it heavily. So and it is obviously more powerful. So we will offer one course on it in the month of July.
Okay. So if you can, I guess that's what your plan was June, correct? I don't know.
Yes, yes. We earlier planned for June, but something has come up, so we are kind of postponing it to July.
Sir, I'll like to
Okay.
attend that Power BI course. Earlier the better.
Okay, sure. Then I'll try to see if I can do it earlier. I'll definitely share the
Yeah.
details.
Great, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Bye.
Yep, thanks. So we are done for the day. If you have any questions, please stay back. Otherwise, we are done for the day. I'm stopping recording also. But if you have any questions, please stay back and I will ask your, I will answer your questions.